We are here for another installment of my top 5 current favorites of right now. I have already been filming these videos. I have my top 5 foundations of the moment, my top 5 bronzers, my top 5 blushes. Today we are talking highlighter, glow, boom, bam, in your face. I'm still in my highlighting era, and I have 5 of my favorite go-to highlighters here to share with you, complete with some demos. So why don't we go ahead and jump in. First of all, I want to say preparing for this video was a little bit interesting because I like to include pictures and clips of me applying it and such, and some of these highlighters are on sale. Some of them I couldn't even find, so I don't know what is going on, but either way, I wanted to be honest and transparent and share with you my top 5 favorite go-to highlighters of the moment. It's important for you to know I do not want a subtle, hint of a glow. I'm still in my highlighter era. I want boom, bam, in your face, shining. I want to look like a vampire on Twilight. I want everyone to see my glow. So I think I'm going to just share them with you in the order of my most used. I mean, these are all most used and most loved, but the ones that stay in heavy rotation. For example, Sigma. I love the Sigma highlighter, specifically in the shade Twilight. And if y'all look at this, I mean, you can tell, the Sigma is wearing off. You can see, I haven't hit pan yet, but there is a big dip in there. I love this highlighter because it's like a beautiful rose gold shade, and I don't have anything like it in my collection. It's almost like a cool toned rose gold. It's very shiny and shifty on the skin, but if you know me, I don't like glitter. I don't want chunks. I don't want specks. I don't want glitter falling everywhere. This is very much like a lit from within, a very, very unique shade. And y'all, I said that it was interesting when I was looking these up online because this highlighter is typically $35, but when I was searching the Sigma site, the highlighter today, as of filming, is $18. So by the time this video is edited and goes up, I don't know if it will be on sale anymore or not. If it is not, you can use my code KBella to save you some money. But this highlighter stays in rotation. This is the one that is heavily used. If I'm just doing makeup for work and I don't have time to think about what makeup I'm reaching for, this is the highlight that I always go for. I love it so much. Next up is the highlighter that I am wearing today. Now this one, I didn't expect to love it as much as I love it because it is a little bit more of a subtle highlighter that I'm used to, not quite as blingy, boom, and out there, but surprisingly, it is one that I am reaching for often, and y'all, it is from Hourglass. I filmed a video where I created my own custom quad. This is what my quad looks like here. Again, I have a whole video on it. And this one I also thought was interesting because in here I have the Opal Strobe Light, which is considered a finishing powder apparently, but it very much applies like a highlighter. And when I went to look for it, both on the Sephora website and on the Hourglass website, I couldn't find this exact shade. It appears that the strobe lighting powders are about $46 on the Hourglass website. Again, I couldn't find this specific one, but if you see it in a palette, if you do a custom create your own, if you come across the shade Opal Strobe Light, it is beautiful. It is gorgeous. It is stunning. I love it so much. It is more subtle than what I typically go for, but it still gives me a highlight. It still gives me a glow. It still gives me a lit from within. And that's why I'm so surprised that I love it so much. I had never picked up the strobe powders before because I just thought, well, it's going to blend into nothing. They're supposed to be lighter. It's supposed to be it's very diffused, but it has become a go-to for me. And I love it so much. So although I couldn't really find it, if you're able to find it, highly, highly recommend. Now I have to put this one in here. It is no longer in my collection because it was my oldest and most loved and most cherished highlighter for so long, but I just repurchased it. I am talking about the Natasha Denona Super Glow in the shade Fair. My best friend Smegs got that for me way before I ever had children. Used it a ton, loved it. Very boom, bam, in your face, beaming highlight. But recently I was noticing that it got, I don't know, some little balls, some little texture in it. It wasn't quite applying like it used to, so I had to declutter it out of my collection. But again, in researching for this video, I saw that Natasha Denona was having a 20% off sale. Now, I couldn't find the Super Glow at Sephora, but on the Natasha Denona website, It was 20% off. Now I did have to pay $10 for shipping, but I did go ahead and purchase it because this one was like my #1 highlighter for so long. I love to do at the end of the year, like ranking all of the products in my collection, and that one like ranked #1 for so long that I just felt like even though it's no longer currently in my collection, it's what I look for. It blends into the skin beautifully. It gives me boom, bam, in your face shine, and it just really, really stands out. So I knew that I had to purchase it again and get it back in my collection. So that is coming to me soon. If we're not counting sales, I believe this next one is the most affordable and quite possibly the easiest to purchase because you can just go into Sephora to find the Rare Beauty highlighters. This is the Rare Beauty Positive Light Silky Touch Highlighter. I have the shade Mesmerize, which is the pinky shade, and y'all, this highlighter is $27. You can get it at Sephora. I slept on this for so long. When this first came out, everybody was raving about it. So many people were talking about these highlighters, and I was like, nah, I don't really need another highlighter. And then literally like after a year, people were still talking about this highlighter, and that's when you know it is good. When people are still talking about it a year later. So during a Sephora VIB sale, I picked it up. And I went with the shade Mesmerize because it says it's like a rose bronze. It's like a pinky shade. And I really tend to reach for more of like light icy white golden or champagne shades, so I thought that this was unique enough in my collection to go ahead and purchase it. And again, you can see, you can tell my brush has been in here. I have been dipping into this highlighter because it is another one that gives me such a beautiful glow. It gives me such a rich, healthy looking glow without the chunks, without the glitter, without the specks everywhere. It just looks like my skin, but enhanced. This is the one that I'm reaching for when I'm looking for like a pinky highlight, whereas the Sigma is more of like my go-to day-to-day. Hourglass is a little bit toned down. The Natasha Denona is like my champagne. This is when I want a pinky look. If I'm going for a pinky vibe, or if I have more of like a cooler toned eye, I will reach for this one. Absolutely beautiful and still a favorite in my collection. Now this last one, if you want it, you probably need to jump on it because this is from Lunar Beauty, which is Manny MUA's brand, and he often will release these collections and have them for a while, and then they disappear and they go away. Manny talked about how people were asking him for highlighters to come back, and with the Moonshroom collection, he released this highlighter quad right here, and I was able to pick it up and try his highlighters out for the first time. Now you do get this quad for $36. You do have 4 highlighters, and they're good sizes. Okay, these are good size highlighters. I don't really use this sprinkle shade, which is this bronze shade down here. If you have a deeper skin tone, or if you want to use it as a blush topper, you could. This Blossom shade is very pink. I will often mix it with sugar to lighten it up a little bit, but I can use that as a blush topper. I am able to use both sugar and tink on my skin alone, but the one that I reach for more often than not is sugar. It is the lightest shade. Again, I want that icy, I want that shimmery, I want that shine, boom bam in your face. Like I want it to be there, and because I am so fair, I feel like sugar just does a great job of that for me. I have loved this palette. I have used it a ton. You get a nice mirror in here, and this is just one of those palettes where it's like, I have to tell myself, Kelly, use another highlighter. Like, it is okay. So I have put this away and I've been reaching for some others, but I do love to come back to this one because it is, again, not chunky, not showing glitter specks all over my face, just giving me a nice enhanced highlight, and that's really what I'm going for. So again, I don't know how long this will be on the market, but if you're in the market for a highlighter palette, perhaps look into Lunar Beauty. But that is going to do it for this video in my top 5 favorite go-to highlighters at the moment. I would love to know down below, what is a highlighter that you are reaching for? Have you tried any of these? What is your favorite? If you have any recommendations, y'all, I am open. Let me know down below. I am excited to get that Natasha Denona back in my collection. We are going to end the top 5 series with lips. I am going to be talking about lips next, and that will be the end of the top 5 series. So if you did enjoy this, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know if there's anything special you want to see while I am home on summer break. But otherwise, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.